See, when you want to converse with somebody, remember always nobody will like the monotonous talk. We don't have to think about any grammatical errors. We don't have to think about structuring a sentence. No, not really. If you are thinking to do something, do it now. If you don't do it now, you will never do it. Let's not put that cap of perfectionism. When you try to be perfectionist, you always end up facing failures. When I wanted to learn English, I had this constant mistake that I kept on committing. What is that mistake? You have to articulate it in such a way, you have to fluctuate your tone. If there is hype that has to be created, create it. When you speak in Kannada or when you speak in Tamil, there is so much of fluctuation in your voice variations. Hello everyone, welcome back to Englishfloww. We make you speak to the world. In today's video, let's learn the truths about why we fear when we want to communicate in English. What is the exact reason? But when we want to speak in other languages, we find so much ease when speaking. We really have that peace of mind. We don't have to think about any grammatical errors. We don't have to think about structuring a sentence. No, not really. We just speak on and on. But when it comes to the case of English, we think a lot, we stammer a lot, we have to gain that courage. The point of courage comes into existence only when you speak in English. Now let's understand, why do we face this situation? When do we actually fear? When we don't have certain knowledge about a field or a stream, or when we are unaware of those information, we really get scared. We are petrified to certain distance that we think that we can never ever achieve in this field. But what if you give it a try and try harder and harder? If you just learn all those tricks and logics, and if you apply those tricks and logics, you will find ease in it. The same thing goes in English also. We fear for two things. One is for necessary thing, for unnecessary thing. What is that necessary thing? If you are a student, you didn't complete your homework, ultimately you will fear because you were responsible to do that work. You are answerable, you are accountable to certain work. When you don't finish it, you are fearing for that thing. So that is necessary fear. There is another set of fear, that is unnecessary fear. You have prepared so much, you have practiced well, you are confident enough, or you are still lacking with something. What is that unnecessary fear? You fear about your dress, you fear about your gesture, posture, eye contact. See, these are the things that could be developed. Gradually you can see the improvements with these things, but still we fear unnecessarily. So how shall we go about to achieve fluency in English? When I wanted to learn English, I had this constant mistake that I kept on committing. What is that mistake? I considered English as knowledge, always. I never considered English as language. I used to memorize vocabularies, I used to look for phrases, I used to look for idioms, I used to look for grammatical errors that I could overcome easily. I could speak confidently in front of people. These are the things I focused on. That one thing that I literally failed was expressions. I can give you examples with these things with demonstrations. There was a senior during my college days. She used to guide me whenever I want to speak in English, whenever I used to get stuck with certain points that I'm not able to move with another thing, she would always guide me. So she gave me an opportunity where I can communicate with her or converse with her every single day. Days fell into weeks. She asked me, do you see any improvement within yourself? I said, yes, of course, I see a lot of improvements. She asked me, can you just list out those improvements? I just mentioned, when comparing earlier, now I am beginning the conversation. Earlier I used to be hesitant to begin a conversation. Now voluntarily I am trying to indulge in a conversation. She was so happy about it. And then she asked me, what are the other things that you noticed and observed in yourself? Then I mentioned all the other criteria too, such as eye contact, postures, gestures, and a lot more things too. She asked me, do you find that you're lacking somewhere, that you are not able to bring forward that conversation in a meaningful way? And I was thinking, I'm doing fine with my conversation. Where do I really lack? I thought for a while. I thought and thought. I didn't get the answer that she was expecting from me. Then she told me to narrate an incident in Tamil. Fine. I told yes to her and I started narrating the incident in Tamil. The topic was marriage. அந்த கல்யாணத்தை பார்க்கும்போது பொண்ணும் மாப்பிள்ளையும் ரொம்ப அழகாக இருந்தாங்க. அந்த மணமேடை வந்து ரொம்ப கிராண்டாக அலங்கரிக்கப்பட்டிருந்துச்சு. நிறைய பூக்கள் வைத்திருந்தாங்க. சாப்பாடு சொல்லவே வேணாம், அந்த அளவுக்கு ருசியாக இருந்துச்சு. நிறைய விதவிதமான வந்து சாப்பாடெல்லாம் இருந்துச்சு. இந்த மாதிரி வந்து நான் நிறைய விஷயங்கள் சொன்னேன். I started explaining her in such a way that she could see the life actually in that conversation. Whenever I used to speak in English, those conversations were lifeless. That's what she wanted to tell me. And she asked me to narrate another incident, which is quite sad. ஒரு எக்ஸாம் எழுத போகிறோம், அந்த எக்ஸாமில் நல்லா பண்ணல, அப்போ எப்படி இருக்கும் நம்மளோட ஃபேஸ்? இல்லை நம்மளுக்கு பல்லு வலியே இருக்குது அப்படின்னு சொன்னால், ரொம்ப மோசமான ஒரு சுச்சுவேஷனில் வந்து நம்ம வந்து ரொம்ப எக்ஸூபரண்ட்டாக ஃபீல் பண்ண முடியாது. அம்மா எனக்கு பல்லு வலி இருக்குது, எக்ஸாம் நான் ஒழுங்காக பண்ணலை, அடுத்த எக்ஸாமாவது நல்லா படித்து பண்ணணும். See the expressions that it differs with each conversation, with each situation. But when I wanted to speak in English, I was sticking to one set of tone. I was remaining with the same tone. There was no fluctuation in the tone. See, when you want to converse with somebody, remember always, nobody will like the monotonous talk. You have to articulate it in such a way, you have to fluctuate your tone. If there is hype that has to be created, create it. When you speak in Kannada or when you speak in Tamil, there is so much of fluctuation in your voice variations. You remember when you wanted to express the first day that you went to school? How was your experience in the school? You were with so much of excitement. You were expressing it in such a way that nobody has ever gone to school. That is how you will express. And there are imperfections within us, right? Let's not put that cap of perfectionism. When you try to be perfectionist, you always end up facing failures. Failures in terms of not giving an attempt. You never want to give attempt. You never want to face that downfall. You always want to be quiet. You always want to be in that safe zone. So don't think of being perfectionist. You will become a perfectionist. I am damn sure about it. But before that, you have to face all these hurdles, all these situations, all these mistakes. You have to correct it. Only then you will see yourself being someone so fluent in English. And at the same time, be ready for transitions. What do I mean by transitions? Transitions are something like changes, fluctuations in your mindset. Don't be stagnant or rigid with your thoughts. Let it flow. You just don't have to pressure your mind to remain in one particular state of mind or state of thought. Just leave it. Just experience and just have an exposure to everything. Enjoy each and every moment. As my senior said, I took that correction actually. My conversation should be full of life. It shouldn't go lifeless. I should keep the opponent always engaged. How do you do that? You engage it in such a way with expressions. You should not just be like something like you're reciting a prayer or you're reciting what you have learned, you're reciting what you have memorized, you're reciting what you have mugged up. No, it shouldn't be like that. And another thing is procrastination. If you're thinking to do something, do it now. If you don't do it now, you will never do it. Many of you would have taken resolutions such as, in 2023, I'm going to be a fluent English speaker. Every single day I'm going to invest maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and I will speak daily. I will practice those grammar rules. You might have taken resolutions now and then, but do you follow it? Do not procrastinate, because the more you procrastinate, the more you're pushing away the opportunities. When the opportunities are knocking at your door, please receive it. Don't let that opportunity to go in vain. And when you just grab that opportunity, you are making your horizons broader. You're not thinking in a narrow-minded way. You're thinking in a broader way. And stop overthinking. What if I fail? What if I may not make this thing as fruitful one? A lot of things that we pressure on our mind. Do not dump so many informations into your brain. Let's actually stop overthinking. When do we overthink? Maybe you might have given certain tries in your past. You might think, I have given several tries. Now there is no other go, that I have to just simply give up. Please don't ever try to give up, because the opportunity that you are letting to go in vain, or the opportunity that you're pushing it away, there might be somebody else who is grabbing that opportunity, who is being successful, who might have reached the heights. So whenever there is an opportunity, please grab it, please utilize it. And do not dwell in the past, do not think about the future. Will I achieve it? Will I really be a fluent English speaker? Do not expect the results. When you are always result oriented, you will end up being a failure. Give your fullest percentage of efforts. How much ever you can put all your efforts, put into it. Results, it will take care of itself. You don't have to bother about it actually. And the next time when you fear, imagine this way. Okay, let's put it across this way. You will understand in a better way. Consider that I am a person who has no knowledge about English. So I am coming forward to you. You are an intermediate. How would you consider me? Or how would you explain me things? You will explain things in such a way that you are the master of this language. You have mastered each corner, nook and corner of this language. That is how you will act with me. The same thing I am asking you all to do. The next time when you are on stage, or the next time when you are asked to do a presentation, do not worry about others' comments. It's from their viewpoint. Let them give whatever they want. But from your point of view, are you giving that 100%? Whenever you see expressing your ideas and thoughts, maybe the opponent is knowing that already. But the way you express, the way you present the knowledge is entirely different from one person to another person, because we are all one of a kind. We are not same with features, ideas. And I think so. This video will be helpful to you all. See you all in my next video. Until then, this is Sonia signing off from you all. Bye-bye. Take care, guys.